Yo, hello guys. So we're here to watch, or I will watch Nanatsu no Taizai for you, and I'll tell you what happens in each episode, more or less, so that you can have a fresh start for the new season. So, so that's it. I'll watch Nanatsu no Taizai and I'll tell you all about it. And if you've not seen the first season, then go and watch it. And this video is not for you, or you don't need to watch it, but there you have it. So now let's get on with the business. So it's now time to start with the spoilers. So in the Bohat a restaurant, the people are saying that the seven deadly sins are bad, horrible people. And so at one point, a night comes, and so everyone gets scared and moves away. And under that, the night turns out to be a woman. That woman gets fed and all of being taken care of, and lots of other things like that. And then afterwards, the people that serve the holy nights arrive, and they just want to know who is that knight that was talking about the seven deadly sins. And afterwards, the apprentice of the holy knight appears, and then they go into a fight, and then it turns out that the girl knight was in fact the Princess Elizabeth. And then after that, it turns out the guy with the yellow hair is Meliodas, the one of the seven deadly sins, the best guy, basically. Yep. So now it's time to go to the other episode. So now Meliodas and Elizabeth start their journey, and they arrive at Bernia, where they see that everything's like all dead and old forest and everything. And all of that is because there's a guild founder that put a sword in the ground, and so nothing grows anymore. At one point, all the village tries to pull out the sword. They don't manage to do it, and finally Meliodas takes the sword out, pulls it out, and everything's good, and everything starts growing again, and everything. And finally, at the end, there's guild founder that throws a spear at Meliodas in a way, and Meliodas throws back the sword like from really far away, and that ends the episode more or less. So now let's go to the other episode that's come after it. Yeah. Then guild founder goes to Bernia. Meliodas and Elizabeth and company goes into the forest of White Dreams. At some point, Elizabeth realizes that she does not have her underwear on, and many Elizabeth appear for some reason, because of we don't know. And then Meliodas, to try to find whom is the real Elizabeth, he asks them to jump, but as Elizabeth doesn't have her underwear, she doesn't jump, so he knows whom is the real Elizabeth. They finally find Diane the giant, and guild founder decides to restrict their movements, and then they manage to free themselves, and at the end, Gelfander and Meliodas have a battle, and at the end, Meliodas pretends to be dead to know which where are his friends. So now we're in episode 4. Jan throws Gelfander really far away, and then she joins the group, and they all go to Dalmari to heal Meliodas at the town that's between where they are and where the imprisoned Ban is. Yeah, it's quite hard to say. And so at the end, well, at some point, some poisoned insects come that are controlled by Freshia. They appear, and Diane destroys them and goes to fight them. And around the end, it is revealed that the doctor that was supposed to heal Meliodas actually poisoned him, and at the end, Ban manages to escape like really easy, and that's the 4th episode. Well, now here we are on episode 5. In the past, Meliodas gave his car to Ban when he tried to take Meliodas' sword, and then in the present, Gorgias the invisible Weird Fang tried to take Meliodas' sword, which awakened him. Gorgias ran away due to Meliodas' aggressive behavior while trying to take his sword. And then later on, they met up with Diane. She then thinks that Meliodas is an enemy, and then the Holy Knights attack Meliodas, whom turns out to be Diane. And finally, Ban steals the armor of Jericho and roams free in the dungeon. Well, that's it for episode 5. And episode 6. Meliodas and Diane keep fighting each other, and when Elizabeth called out to them, they regained their senses, but then they lost it again when they heard the bell that a little kid rang. Then the real Holy Knight attacked Elizabeth and the little pink pig, and then that's when Elizabeth went up to the bell and crushed it. And then Meliodas came to the rescue when he destroyed everything. But then they entered the dungeon to find Ban, and then they meet up. When they greeted each other, they destroyed the dungeon, and so they rescued everyone. And at the end, they all had a meal with the doctor, and their adventure continued. So now it's episode 7. They all go to the capital of the dead. Well, we get to see Ban's dreams of when he wants to drink the fountain of youth, but gives up when the guardian Elaine asked him not to drink it for the sake of the forest. While slacking from work, Ban encounters a child that collapses. That's when someone attacks Ban, and then it turns out to be King when Meliodas and Diane says that it's him. Ban started thinking about his past with Elaine, and that's how they entered the capital of the dead. Oh, episode 8. One of the holy knights stabs herself with her own hand to try to reach the capital of the dead. While in the meantime, Ban and King race to reach Elaine's side and fight a bit until that King petrifies him. While that happens, Ban recalls his past, and a demon appeared in it. But in the meantime, the Holy Knight Gila appeared in front of Meliodas, Diane, Elizabeth, and the pig. Then they fought each other as well. Elaine kisses Ban, which depetrifies him, and then the rest of the past appears, where the demon kills Elaine, whom gives the fountain of youth to Ban to drink. And that's it for episode 8. Now on to episode 9. Now it's episode 9. King joins the fight alongside Ban, whom actually joined in episode 8. And that's where we first witness the Fairy King's might. They then all travel back, or they return to the living world. And then they travel to Bizel, or Bizel, I don't know. Then the three boys decide to participate in the Bizel Fight Festival to get Diane's sacred treasure, the Warhammer. At the end of the episode, Jericho's body accepts the demon blood. And now we'll see the rest in episode 10. Episode 10. Diane and Elizabeth are looking at what they could eat in the forest. Elizabeth finds a big mushroom, and Diane hits on the head of that mushroom. And now we go back to the boys. The Bizel Fight Festival then starts, and the pig becomes the boar hat troubling bar. The fairy Harlequin manages to not be disqualified thanks to floating, and the other two pass to the finals. One of the participants turned out to be Diane, that had shrunk alongside Elizabeth when the mushroom got hit. The next fight will be Ban against Meliodas, that we will see more of it in the next episode. There is a small flashback of Ban Meliodas' first meeting, and their battle starts in the Bizel Fight Festival. It had a lot of intensity, and then Meliodas threw big hits, but then Ban started stealing his strength until that Meliodas couldn't move, but he never thought that he would lose. Ban hits Meliodas with all his strength. Oh, but wait, Meliodas is still standing. What happened? Ban was thrown out of the ring by Meliodas by crushing his hand and then punching him out of the ring, so he won. In the next fight, Diane was keeping her opponent at bay and then fell on him with a metal body slam, which made her win. The pig showed up and made Elizabeth an amazing dress. And that's the end for this episode. Come back for episode 12 in like a few minutes. 12. The 7 deadly sins unveil their identities to make the people run away as the knights arrive by launching attacks to the town. And then the knights start to battle with the deadly sins. Meliodas and Ban are defeated, and Diane falls in a hole. Elizabeth regains her size, and her sister gives her some clothes as she is naked, And then Meliodas is imprisoned in a stone. After doing that, Veronica was killed. And then later on, Meliodas managed to come out of the stone thanks to Elizabeth calling out to him, but it was his demonic half that had emerged.